Hey y'all, how's it going? I'm trading the ES futures on a 2000 tick chart with a 21 EMA. So 8 o'clock is around right over here. We have the overnight highs up here, overnight lows down here. We blasted straight through the overnight lows. Now we did bounce here for a tiny bit, but this is straight down right here. And you would really want to break a couple attempts at a new low. You know, if you want to buy off this low here, you need a couple attempts lower for this downtrend, which you don't get at this point because it just broke right there on that bar. So that's not a good enough trade to enter long on. And we push through the overnight low, and then here we correct to the EMA. As soon as we tap the EMA, we just plummet straight back down. There's no setup there. There's no way to get in on that. We push lower here. We start going sideways. We push up. We push back down. We can get those lows high right there. Now we push through the EMA here. Then we push back below the EMA. So that's only one push higher, one push lower, and this is still a strong down EMA right here. So we did have this small break, push to a new low. We formed this triple test. There's no room to get out at the highs on this triple test, but also the EMA hasn't really been weakened enough. I mean, you had one push through it, one push lower. You would really want to see it chopping straight through it if you wanted to enter into the EMA anyway. But it does push higher here. We push on through. We have this leg up. Now, when we bounced off of this overnight low here, we pushed off of it. What I'd be afraid of is getting a second attempt at a new low, because you have this downtrend in play, and like I say, price action forms or price action levels get bigger as more time goes on. And what I'd be afraid of is this downtrend having a break and then a more significant push to a new low here. And so I'd be afraid of a second leg down here. So when there was STT on this, I definitely did not want to enter that, but it does push higher here. And we push higher. Get this correction here. It does not reach the EMA. You don't want to enter that. We continue higher. We start going sideways right here, and then here we push lower. We reach the overnight low again, and so this is downtrend break, first attempt at a new low, and then this entry right here is actually the second attempt at a new low, and it was after you got this smaller two-legged move right here. It was a breakout of this smaller range right here. Most breakouts fail. You had this lower high, another lower high setup, and notice how it ticked higher than this previous bar and just trapped straight lower with very strongly. So we were forming a bearish imbalance. We were going through the EMA pretty significantly, and the EMA was actually still going down. It was going up here, of course, but it's sort of going back down here with the bearish imbalance, and then only after those two legs up did we get this trap bar to continue with the bearish imbalance here. And so you can actually view this here as this downtrend break, first attempt lower, second attempt lower, like a big picture failed second entry. And then it was such a big picture trade, I didn't actually care about this support down here on this range right here. I only cared about the overnight low, getting out before then. And so I had my target before the overnight low here. Now, you start drawing this downtrend here, and then it immediately overshoots before it confirms. You don't even there's only two off the highs at this point, and there's only really one off the low. It does, find resistance on it right here, but that's also right at the overnight low, and then you just push straight through it. That's really just two off the highs, one off the low, and you're already overshooting. And then at this point here, you see this downtrend has a break, first attempt at a new low, second attempt at a new low. It's a completed, these two legs down right here, measured move, and then you bounce right here. And so you can see here on the other side of the count, you see first entry short, second entry short, failure. Now you unfortunately can't take this right here because it's not off of any kind of resistance. It's just in an overshoot. That's not enough to take the setup here on this big picture failed second entry. But here you actually start getting this resistance up here, and then it holds here, and then it closes above the EMA. So this is it's kind of a higher low because you can see the bodies are closing higher than these bodies. It's really a double bottom, but it is still clearly holding up higher on this trend line here. And so the downtrend has a break, two attempts at a new low, and then you have this big picture failed second entry to the upside, holding off of this line right here, and then you're getting this double bottom higher low for it right here above the EMA at a perfect place to fade right here. So I did get out before this upper trend line. Now, considering how weak that downtrend, it didn't hold very well. You had the two off the high, and it immediately had these two massive overshoots. I should have gone with this measured move right here, and I should have gone for 1 to 2. I should have increased the target on this. Lately, since the market has been there's been less larger risk to reward trades, or better reward than risk, like 1 to 2 and such. I kind of got in the mindset of taking more one-to-one stuff, and I should have pushed it higher there. Now we push up here, we blast through that upper trend line, we start kind of chopping sideways, a little bit up and sideways, and as soon as we touch the EMA, we push higher here. There's no good setup there though, that's just a first entry right there, straight through this chop, not good. We push higher though, then we correct here, we don't reach the EMA, we just bounce straight off this trend line, we push higher again, we break out of the overnight high. Now, this right here, you see how there's these two legs down, so I want to talk about this and why I actually don't like entering here. So this uptrend was in play, and on that first leg down, we bounced off of it was not just the overnight high, but we also bounced off of this trend line and pushed higher. And so this could easily count as a count reset. Now, a lot of times whenever there's a double top it still looks like two legs down, but there's a double top, I'll still like it. But considering this first push down was still inside of this uptrend, and then this right here was just one push out of the uptrend, and it also made that double top, that's too risky to count this as a two-legged move down here. So I did not like entering on that, unfortunately. So it's, you gotta be aware of the pushes out of uptrends like that, because the first leg is still inside of this uptrend and it reacts off of it and pushes all the way back up and makes a double top. So this could easily count as a count reset and then be a first entry. So that's not something that I like right there. We push higher though, so this uptrend has a break, we push to a new high. Now notice how this break and new high was not that significant. Like, you can even extend it to there after it takes off, and then the highs would actually still fit decently well here. Off here it still bounces it. So this right here, this break to new high, let me put that back, is not very significant. It still looks like one leg higher, and so what I was wanting was this. This looks like more of a significant break right here. So what I was wanting was uptrend, break, first attempt at a new high, second attempt at a new high, failure, and I wanted to get a failure back down to fade the range, to fade this overnight range here. Now, it does seem to be playing out pretty well from this break though. We can see that clearly these legs are connected. We do have this, two-legged move here. It's not quite measured, but it's clearly connected. It could easily have to do with bouncing off of the overnight high here, but I really would want to see two attempts after this more significant break right here, pushing higher. But anyway, so we push higher here, we go into this range right here, we break out, we fade back in. It's really just one push down straight below the EMA. I would not want to go long as soon as, just because it barely closes back above, fading this range. You're buying high, and once again, I was wanting a reversal here. I was expecting it to push below and hopefully to get a push higher, fail, and then a second push higher to fail. And so that's not something I would be interested in here. But it does push higher. We get this higher low without a good signal bar. Then you get this to the tick failed second entry. By the time it's closing at the high of this range right here. It's closing at the high of this move, and then it's choppy right here. It's getting choppy again. We push below, lower high, straight back above the EMA. So it looks like it's just a fight to reach the measure. So the bears are fighting to fade the range. The bulls are fighting to reach this measured move here. And it looks like now the bears are starting to win out. We're pushing lower here. So it looks like we're possibly going into could have something like this. The highs didn't hold very well, so we'll see how it plays out. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope this was helpful in some way, and I'll see y'all next time.